Yeah. Okay. So, hey everyone, welcome to Biz Chat Daily with myself, Tracy V. Allen, and London Nicole. I'm an impact strategist and she's a brand strategist. So, we're here to talk every day about business and what's happening currently in the business. We're taking like trending topics, right? And talk about how it affects to the wider scope of business. So, anything you want to say as we start, London? I know, right? Hey guys, because I feel like we've never done like a whole show over here yet because no, we're having technical difficulties. AKA Facebook finally let us. I mean, TikTok let us go live. Yes. So I don't know. I'm super excited, especially after the holidays. So much stuff happened this weekend, so I'm excited about today's show. Okay, great, awesome. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was TikTok Shop and what's going on with TikTok Shop. So there were all these restrictions around who could sell, who could go live, all of those things. But currently, it seems like almost anybody could go live, no matter what your numbers are, because there are people who have like 300 under 1,000 followers, because that was the standard. Okay. Yeah, under 1,000 followers that can now go live. And a lot of people are getting invitations to become a part of the TikTok shop and be able to make commissions off of things that they're going to be putting out. What do you think is going on with that? And I see a lot of people jumping on it. And is it a good side hustle to put some extra funds into your business, especially around this Christmas season? Do you think it's getting too saturated? Is TikTok Shop the next QVC HSN? I mean, that's a whole lot of questions, but seriously. Yes, yes. And yes. Yes. So first of all, I think it's several things with the first part. I think TikTok is smart. I think if the platform is really about to close or really about to go down, it's kind of like, well, if the building is burning, everybody might as well go ahead and come in. Because if it was me and if it was my company, and it was a potential to close, and you think about it and you're listening to your audience, you're watching the engagement. People were trying hard, especially with that follow train, to get to 1,000 to go live. Right. So why not give all this access? But we also talked about it too. We're seeing that TikTok now has a partnership with Lemonade. Right. So we saw it happening before, but now we're seeing it happen again. And I think it's happening just because of just exactly what you said, because everybody is migrating to TikTok shop. Now, me personally, could it be a good thing and can it be a bad thing? Absolutely. Can it be oversaturated? Agreed. I mean, I think that's just the world we live in and the market we live in. Right. However, do I think it's a great opportunity to get in front of people and to jump on it? Yes. Yeah, I do. Do I think it's going to work for every person or every brand? I don't know about that part. However, can I see TikTok being the next QVC? Yes, and that's why I think they partner with Lemonade. So if they switch over and go more shopping friendly, then they really will be competing more or less kind of with Amazon. And they have the new partnership with Lemonade, so they can still keep the TikTok vibe. Because let's be clear, you're not going to get that from any other platform where it feels like you're right there in the audience, you're talking to them, you can connect with them and scroll that way. And then we also did too see from Coco Moco. I know you sent me that video, and I watch Coco all the time anyway. She talks about trends that TikTok just did the rollout. And I think it happened before, Tracy. Remember when everybody was talking about the whole vertical versus horizontal? Yeah. So that's going to be the interesting thing to see with TikTok. If everybody is shopping vertically, because I think it makes sense to shop vertically, right? I think that just is appealing. Yes, it is. At first, when we had it, I didn't like it. Right. But with everything that's new, it takes a while to get accustomed to. But now it's just hard to watch this way unless I'm watching a movie. On YouTube, it's an automatic set. Yes, so yes. And even YouTube is trying to move towards the vertical. I think it works on, but see that. So the twofold thing. I think with TikTok, it's too many things going on. Their brand identity is lost. Are you QB shop? Are you trying to compete with YouTube? Yep. Right? It's too many things happening. Or are you trying to go Pinterest, Instagram with Lemonade? So I think TikTok has to figure out who she is. Like what type of girl you are. Right. And I think the girl she was actually working. And I do think, back to what you said about the TikTok shop, can it be an extra side hustle? Yeah, but can it also be a job and a whole business and a source of income? Freaking And so hence I can see TikTok being the next QVC and calling themselves that. I can't. I think it would be smart. Also, I can see them pigeontoeing themselves. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting because I think they're trying to compete with everybody. And the last person who did that was Facebook, and we see what Facebook is at now. Let's be clear, Facebook did it too. They tried to do this. They tried to do the audio like Clubhouse. They try to do this. And look where Facebook is at. So if TikTok doesn't be careful, I'm going to see that happening. But I think YouTube, for instance, is a whole different, like, soon as you go to YouTube, you're already set vertically. And that little story piece for YouTube, I think is just perfect because it's great for advertising. It's great if people are trying to get that little TikTok, you know what I mean, that feel where they're trying to grab your content, but they immediately can go to long form. Oh, you get what I'm saying? TikTok got to figure out what type of girl. Well, I don't think that TikTok is trying to compete with YouTube in long form content anymore, because they did at one point in time. They were, so they had given you up to, I think, an hour that you can record, and they realized that it just wasn't working. So that was quickly dispelled, right? So now the maximum amount, in most cases, that you can go live, I think there's still a few exceptions. I mean, not live, that you can record and upload is 10 minutes. And not even everyone has the 10 minutes. So yeah, not everybody has 10 minutes, at least not up until a couple months ago. Not everyone still had 10 minutes. So I don't think that they're trying to compete with YouTube anymore. And I don't think they're trying to compete with Facebook. I think they finally found their lane. That's how I see it. I think they want short form content, and they want to become a shopping channel. To me, that's what it is. Everything that I'm seeing that TikTok is doing is around people going live and selling the products. I think they're very much so wanting to become. Do you think it's going to work on TikTok? And if TikTok shop becomes a thing, do you see every major brand in it there? Because we've seen it. Yes, I do. Just really saw Juvia's Place, Fenty, the lip bar, a lot of, oh my gosh, it was so many big brands. The Nesca Myrex is on here too. So yeah, I do think it's going to become a portal, because they don't have to do a lot. They're paying a commission regardless to what store they go into, because you've been into retail. They still have to pay that store basically the same commission. So why not move the product quicker, right? Because people like word of mouth marketing. A lot of people think that has died. No, TikTok is proof that word of mouth marketing is still number one, right? And you're buying because someone else said they used it and it was great, and this is what they got from it. So it's like you see things in the store. And I think if a lot of retailers do not adapt to the TikTok shop type model, we're probably not going to be shopping in retail stores anymore. Because literally, I took the time to go through a lot of the TikTok shop last night, and I was surprised. Like, anything that you want to buy for the holiday seasons as gifts, you can find right there on the TikTok shop. And there's so many coupons and so many free shipping options that it kind of just makes sense. Now, you just said something with TikTok shop. So now let me ask you this. So with several components to TikTok shop, and I don't think people quite understand that. And that's what I'm trying to, so that's where my question is going. So now anybody can be a creator, right? And you can sell in a TikTok shop. Correct. Then you also have, if you're a business, you can have a TikTok shop. And then you can also do a TikTok shop and go live and sell products. So you're saying you think all three of those levels are going to basically stay with TikTok. Do you see any of those changing? Or do you just see a lot of people trying to sell? Do you see a lot of companies just having a TikTok shop? Or do you see it happening more like Rihanna, that the brand is going to have a TikTok shop and then go live themselves and have other celebrities up there go live, or the company owner themselves go live? I don't think that some of these companies are going to be on TikTok shop for the long haul. I think they're going to come in seasonally. So you think they're going to hit that middle ground? Yes. So you think they have a TikTok shop, but they're just selling because of right now? Right. But you don't see them really going live. You don't
No.
see them selling live.
For the
You don't
long
see them
haul,
taking
no.
that QVC model of selling live. You just see them on the platform just selling.
Correct.
Okay, I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
And the reason I can see that is because TikTok is issuing out. So I'll use myself for an example. So I don't have 1,000 followers, but as soon as they gave me the whole permission to go live, right? The first thing that popped up, very similar to like all the coupons, was go live on TikTok, walk through the course, let us show you how to do it.
Right.
Go into practice mode.
Right.
I've never seen a platform that's like, hey, practice going live.
Exactly.
Practice doing this.
Yes.
Practice doing that.
Yes. And they have a very extensive educational platform. Yes, which I appreciate.
That model and then extend it out and teach people, because I haven't seen this from TikTok. I've seen other creators do it, but they'll explain, hey, this is how you sell on the TikTok shop if you just want to make commission. Right. This is how you sell on TikTok if you want to be a da-da-da-da. I think once they roll that program, if they do, I think, I can see number one taking off. I think that's why people are so adamant, if they can't get into the creators program, to just be able to get on TikTok or to go live and just to do that first part. It's just to sell commission. So I can see where that battle for that space could really, really happen at. If they didn't want to compete. Yeah.
And I mean, if we're truthful about it, selling is happening on platforms all the time. Because when you put up a post about your product, whether it's Rihanna on Instagram putting on her her lipstick or her blush or whatever, telling you about it, she's still live selling, right? Live, whether she's live or she posted a thing. But I think because a lot of brands, at least the smart ones, have realized that TikTok has a captive buying audience, right? And they've already been conditioned to buy and buy from other influencers, people who they know, like, and trust. So why not capitalize on that? Right.
You know? I do agree with you on that. I think that third option of seeing like Nicki Minaj on that TikTok or other brands live with that person, I agree. I think that's going to be seasonal, very far and few in between, because that is very similar to me to a pop-up shop.
Right. Correct.
And it's like, well, where am I going to get my bang for my buck at? Setting up and doing a whole production, because that is a whole production.
It is.
Or actually having a physical pop-up shop and getting people to come out and sit there. So in that third option, I can see that being a very new territory, because pop-up shops are still huge.
And that's what I was about to say. I hope that some of them do not think that they can replace the pop-up shop, the physical pop-up shop, just with TikTok, because that's not going to work, because they're going to become far removed from their audience as well. The audience wants to be able to touch the product, talk to somebody in person, have somebody put some samples on their face and all of that stuff. So I don't think TikTok will replace the physical pop-up shop, but it's a good alternative to having a physical pop-up shop. So
agreed. And let's be clear, I think the only reason, and not to say the brand isn't good, like the quality of the nails or anything, but so Nicki Minaj's brand, Pink Friday Nails, I think did so well. And people, again, I will say this on Nicki Minaj's defense, when she does do amazing things in business, people don't talk about that. Her nail pop-up shop was probably one of the best in the video of it, how they edited and put it together. Best presentations of a pop-up shop. The layout, how she came up with the nail designs, looking inside. When people came out, they can sit down after they brought their nails, get their nails done, get them put on. It was amazing. I think because she had all the TikTok, the pop-ups before she did the TikTok shop pop-up live. I think that's why it went so well. Yeah, it went so well. And she was probably one of the first brands that she physically, you saw, again, even though we talked about it before, we wish they would have had a nail cam and you would have, done a better view of it. But she was one of the first people to actually put the product on her, show what it looks like, especially after the pop-up shops. So I agree, you can't eliminate a pop-up shop.
No.
It's no way. It's like you'd be tanking your own self.
Yeah, but there are people on here paying off their mortgages with TikTok shop,
I can see that.
Yeah, it's like completely changing their entire lives. So I do think it's a good thing. As long as they're being honest with their reviews and not just reviewing products for the purpose of just getting money. because that's what is going to tank TikTok Shop.
Because you just said money, and I'm gonna say, I know you're all about the money. So my question to you is, Amazon, influencer program, or TikTok Shop and getting commission? Where
a combination of both. I think it's easier for people to right now. I think it's easier for people to make money on TikTok Shop, but I don't think that they should abandon the Amazon affiliate program either. I think that they need to keep that in their back pockets because there's some things that are just not on the TikTok shops that we may need to use on a day-to-day basis that they can discover, show us how to use it, and then we still go to Amazon and buy it and they still get a commission. The commission on a TikTok shop is a little bit better than it is for the Amazon affiliate program. So I do think they can do both and make money, but they're probably going to make more money on the TikTok shop. Yeah, but they should definitely do both. Yeah, because there are things I bought from Amazon because I've seen people use it on TikTok or Instagram, and I'm just like, oh, I've been looking for something like that, and then I'll go buy it. So it really is the QVC because I remember, at one point in time I had a QVC HSN addiction. Like before I went to work in the morning, I would sit down, like have QVC on while I'm making my kids breakfast and blah 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 and getting ready for work, and by the time I left the house, I probably already spent about $200 buying something on QVC because everything I saw, like I wanted. I'm a gadget girl. I like gadgets to do things. So but I have broken out of that. But my TikTok shop does have about like 89 saved products in there right now. Yeah.
So do you remember when Amazon, going back to Amazon real quick, comparing Amazon to the TikTok shop, right? Remember when Amazon, I don't know if you saw it with that whole same influencer part. I don't know what it was called, but it was like Amazon something where you can go live. And it was someone like Portia Williams.
Yes.
Where you can
they still have it. They still have it.
Yeah. Do you? It's quiet.
Yeah, you don't hear about it.
Now let's be clear. Amazon, I used to hear.
Oh my God! Give me a minute.
From Amazon associates dancing and doing TikTok dances and battling with other companies. It was the new trucks. It was the new layouts. It was something going on. Amazon's been really, really, really quiet. So knowing all of this stuff is happening with TikTok Shop, do you see Amazon now?
And you want to know why? For me, this is the difference. I have to go to Amazon to look at Amazon Live. I'm already on TikTok scrolling and minding people's business, right? Because that's what you come to TikTok to do. And then poof, a live pops up. It may have something that I'm interested in, right? TikTok may recommend a a product. For every 4 videos that's about somebody's personal life, you're gonna get a video that's selling something. Okay. So that's what yeah. Yeah. I was Amazon and it was me. I'm launching it. Right. I don't have to go anyplace. Right. I don't have to go anyplace. I'm already here. Right. When I go on Amazon, sometimes I even see things. Right. Sometimes I even see things here on TikTok and I'll go over to Amazon because I don't want to wait. Right. So I'll go over to Amazon, compare the price and see. Yeah, I'll go over to Amazon. I'll compare the price and see if it's the same price or if it's lower. If it's the same price, I get it from Amazon because a morning breakdown show of early prediction if I wasn't going to say anything. Seriously. Advocate for Jeff. You better come out with a shopping app because if not, TikTok got you, girl. TikTok got you. TikTok, Amazon is trying to do, every platform is always trying to reach over into social media and the whole nine. But yeah, I was Jeff Bezos and I was listening to this. I said, we're launching action. But no, I agree. I do the same thing on TikTok Shop, especially
with that desk, that rolling desk, when everybody was talking about that rolling desk, I could not find it on TikTok shop. I went right to Amazon. It was like, is that the fan desk? So I agree with you. People are definitely doing it. So it's really interesting to see where TikTok shop goes.
Yeah, if I see it and I want it, and I'm just like, oh, I gotta have it now. You know, we live in a microwave society. I can wait for certain things. Some things I just can't wait for. I'll just go on over to Amazon and see if they have next day shipping without me having to pay any extra shipping costs. So yeah. I do it all the time. And most of the time, before I buy something on TikTok shop, I compare it to something else. Most of the time, I do. I just don't buy.
Because I'm like, if TikTok already has a partnership with Lemonade 8, if I was Amazon and I know that's who's done it, you might as well go ahead and launch you a whole app and just let it be just a whole shopping channel.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's the only way. Yeah, the way TikTok is going. Because think about it. If TikTok already has a partnership with Lemonade and they do become a shopping channel with everything else, that's going to be, like you said, that would be a huge place and to find your whole niche audience.
Exactly.
Because you got regular content, people dancing, and you can buy something. Why would I ever leave this app?
Exactly. You can mind people's business. You can get business tips and ideas, and you can shop.
And then now you got ASMR, you can go to sleep.
That you have everything. It's all encompassing in one place, and it's hard to think that one app can satisfy so many needs. But I guess it's possible. The only thing that they cannot do is long form content. They cannot do long form content.
Yeah,
if TikTok attempts to do long form content again, it's going to tank the app.
Yeah.
I think we prefer to have episodic storytelling versus one long form. I think everybody here has gotten accustomed to that. Yes, you can come on and give us a 10-minute story, come back, give us a 10-minute story if you have 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And it'd be episode part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
I also think it works for people too who aren't great storytellers, because
that is true.
Content creation market is a huge market, and content creation means a lot. Some people are just making whatever they're making every day to keep engagement. You know what I'm saying? You have other people who are making business content to sell their stories or teaching you something that's long form.
Exactly.
So I agree. I think it's not going to work. I think if TikTok or anything else does happen with TikTok, I can see something else. Remember Vine coming back where it was just for the dancers?
Yes.
Or just for dancing?
Yes.
I can definitely see a new app coming out just for dancers or just for music and dancing again. Because, again, I think that was such a big market.
It was.
And I think that's who was fighting. It was the dancers and the educators fighting. The educators was like, you know what I mean? This is how you start your business. You know what I mean? And the dancers was dancing, and then you have the beauty people with business people like, hey, good morning. This is how you. So I feel like I can see a lot of those things happening from TikTok, and I think TikTok Shop has kind of opened that way for other people. I can see a beauty app like TikTok, and that happens just for makeovers. I can see, Amazon coming up with some type of app, like I said, just to shop. So I think TikTok, it's going to be really interesting to see where TikTok is going to go.
It is. It really is. But I'm just happy for all the people who are on here. I kind of just went down the TikTok shop the influencer commissions and stuff like that. I just got approved last night. And I was like, oh, I have a lot of products I have already bought from TikTok shop. Might as well talk about them now. I didn't talk about them before because I'm just like, no. But now I can possibly go ahead, and I like the fact that they tell you what the commission is going to be upfront as well. So yeah, I like that. Okay, so what are we talking about next? That was a whole 24-minute conversation on the TikTok shop.
Well, I mean, you gotta think. You said it before. TikTok is such a big thing right now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And like you just said before, you literally can stay on this one app and talk about everything.
You can.
Trending topics, what's gonna happen, shopping, and the whole night. So I think it's such a big category. We also talked about. It was something else. We was talking about the Wicked movie with the TikTok shop. It was somebody else you brought up.
The Gastro.
You were bringing up on the TikTok shop. Basically that middle category. So we talked about the content creators getting that. We talked about big brands selling and going live, but we didn't talk about, which we're getting into now, is smaller businesses, smaller brands who are on the TikTok shop who blew up. Now, I know we talked about it before with people like which you kept saying, we were both saying it's crazy how you think you're gonna get like a Disney character or a Batman or somebody and create a whole TikTok shop with all of these cups and characters. But now you have all of these small businesses, and you were talking about this Black owned business, and the name of it was the Pop Tarts.
Ghetto
TikTok shop.
I don't know if they're on TikTok shop, are they?
Yeah, well, yeah, because when you told me to look it up, it was this girl saying, "Hey, I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on TikTok, and then I went on a TikTok shop, and then as soon as you said they were in Target, I saw a video where somebody had did like a chef.
Oh, okay.
So I saw them there.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were on
brand names.
Right. So the company is called Ghetto Gastro. So I saw this video and where this one young lady was saying that, why would they name their company Ghetto Gastro, basically? And this is why it's so hard to shop with Black owned businesses, because what kind of name is Ghetto Gastro? And what is a Pop Tart? Like, couldn't they come up with a better name for the brand and better marketing? And she just thinks it's basically, I guess, trash, right? And so there has been a lot of discourse on TikTok about it, most people defending the brand, right? Because they're just like, why are we always dragging each other down? If you didn't like it, then just basically shut up and move on. Um so I guess the conversation is around what is a name, and can a name create this type of vitriol or this type of emotion in other people, or can it tank or cause your business to flourish? And I mean, I know the answer already, but it's conversation.
I mean, I'm sorry, it's hard for me, especially somebody who works in branding, and names are so important, and playing with names, and names have meaning. It's hard because I do understand that. I do understand brand names and that you want something to be impactful. But also I understand there is a market for everything. But again, playing devil's advocate, standing on that, it's hard. Let's talk about someone like Sexy Red, who has the whole lip gloss line that's named after popular STDs. I mean, I don't know how you say popular STDs, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You literally have a lip gloss line. And I saw people all this weekend fussing about it because I think she had a collection set, and I think it was like $80.
Oh, really? Okay.
People were like, I can see me spending $80 on a Chanel or a Fenty or something that way. But on you and wearing a lip gloss with that type of name and STD, she's like, I just can't do it. I just can't support it. It's nothing that you're gonna get me to do to support that. It's hard. That's a hard sell because again, we've seen people do it. We've seen Gwyneth Paltrow on her candle. We've seen Erica Badu and the selling and the marketing behind their candle. That's a hard sell. I think if you're gonna name something that way. Well,
okay. So let me just say this part. Apparently, I saw another young lady talking about seeing the founders of the brand on a panel, a restaurant, almost like a TED Talk type panel kind of thing. And they were saying that they had a reason for, yeah, they had a reason for naming it Ghetto Gastro and Bop Tarts. It's like reclaiming that word from being a negative into being a positive. And I think BOP has a meaning. It's like Black over power, BOP or something. And there's something else to it too. There's like the acronym has two different meanings, but I think one of them was Black over power. And please forgive me if I got that wrong, but that's basically what she was saying. She said she had been following them for a long time. And that's one of the things that they talk about on a consistent basis is reclaiming that word and making it more positive. So,
and that was really literally where I was going. And you have to have a story. And most people have a story with Sexy Red. Again, I think she just put it out there. It was like people are going to get it. But I think if she had a story, we talked about this before. If she had a story or tied it back down to STDs and women protecting themselves and connecting with somebody, I think it would have been different. But you just said it with this Pop Tart brand. They have a story. They have something they're connecting it to. They have a why. Even you said the TED Talk. It was set up like they were chefs.
Yeah, it was a panel. It wasn't a TED Talk. It was like a panel, a conference
and then I'm
panel.
thinking about, I think on the box it has like a chef's hat and something that way. So clearly they're crossing it over and connecting the story and owning the narrative. I think that would, me, if it was me, I would love, I haven't been to their website or anything, so let me be clear, I haven't researched the brand. So if it's on their website page or if content out there explaining the name and the brand, I think those things make sense. It's kind of very similar to Bethany Frankel's. Remember when she came out with Skinny Bitch? I think it's still there.
Yes. Yeah. She sold it, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was the whole thing, and she was like, well, people, why would you name it that? And why would you? But she always had a story and explained why she named it that way herself. This, what people have said to her. So she went down that rabbit hole. But I think if you connect it to a story, it works. But you're not, again, the lady who's complaining about it, clearly, that's not your audience.
Right. That's what I tell people all the time. Like, if that's not your audience, right? And I think they've been doing very well because from the few videos that I have seen, I haven't heard anybody complain about like the taste of the Pop-Tart. They actually have given it rave reviews. Yeah, the name may be a turnoff to some people, but to other people, they get the message behind the name and they're gonna support it regardless. And one of the questions that she posed was, should we support a business just because they're Black owned? Absolutely not. But should we try to support? And if it doesn't work for us, then we don't? Yes. That's my stand on it. You know?
And do I also feel like you can have a crazy name and the product completely outsell and outperform the name?
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely. You have some products who they're perform that name that you're talking about the product, and that's exactly all the stuff I seen. It was like, hey, if you like TikToks, you gotta Pop-Tarts. If you like Pop-Tarts, you gotta try this.
Yeah.
This is the Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
It tastes like a real PB and jelly. So again, the type of product it is overshadowing the name. It took me a minute to find them because I saw so many reviews about how good it was and how you have to try it way before I came across their actual
and
name.
Again, that's that influencer marketing. He got towards his core audience, and the core audience will sell your product for you.
And it's good.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we're missing that in branding too. I think we're getting so caught up in the words of branding, and everybody knows what branding is, or I have a business and a business and a business and a business, that people are forgetting in the middle of all of that, what is the service or product that you're selling and making that shine. And I think people are forgetting that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, that was Ghetto Gastro. And then the next one that we wanted to talk about is, can you start a business around anything?
Yeah, man. Listen, I didn't think you could.
I always said you could. Anything that you can think about.
I'll tell you what really did it for me. I want to say we were in the year of 2016, 2017.
Yes, I know exactly what you're going to talk about.
It was two people. It was the potatoes and the I saw people. Was it the guy writing scriptures on the potato? And selling it? And it was a Asian couple or a person or I think there were a couple or a group of them. It was somewhere in the mountains, and I think they were selling it to Asia or to their market. They were somewhere and just outside. I don't know how you scoop air. So I don't know how you scoop air and you sell it. Once I saw that, you know what? Maybe there's a market for everything. And then I want to scoot over to 2019 or 2020, the year of our Lord. And when people were selling cuddles.
Yes.
And I think we kind of came into the pandemic, and it was selling being a friend, selling being a bridesmaid. And now we're on literally, you can have a virtual girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yep. Listen.
Let Tyler Perry take over because that is crazy. So yes, I want to say yes. That's my bad. I think you can still. I think there's a market for anything.
There's a market for anything. Anything that you can think. If you have a problem, chances are there are at least 20,000 other people with the same problem. Okay?
That should be our closing thing. Every show we should end and tell people like a benediction in church. Write down a list of every problem you have every single day. Every single day at the end of the show, write down problems. If it's too cold, if it's too hot, whatever your issue is. And I guarantee you can create a business from it. That should be no, but it's the truth. I remember when my daughter was a little girl, was a baby, and I used to be pushing the stroller, and I would go, like, if I'm in the mall and I would have a drink in my hand, and at that time strollers didn't have the cup, and I was like, why don't they make a stroller with the that you can hold a cup on, or a little snack or something like that? Like, we need care too. And then, like, 2 years later, they started coming out with the strollers with the cup holder. And that's why, and that's to me, that's when the light went off. I was like, anything that you're thinking about, somebody else is thinking about the same thing. It's just whoever gets to the finish line quickest, right? And has the resources. So yeah. You said that because it's a duality now. It's who gets to the quickest line finish and who can last the longest. Right, that too. Yeah. So I think now people are really understanding that story. Because I know you're in education with the tortoise and the hare. Yes, you can start first, but who is actually finishing? Because we're seeing that happen now. I think you just said it. You saw Bethany Frankel, Skinny Bitch, start the brand, but now somebody else owns it. Yeah, so she sold it. Yeah, she sold it because it made sense for her to sell it. But yeah, I mean, anything that you can think about. So where that came from was the guy who started a nonprofit to go cuss out other people's bosses for them. And I think that is so hilarious. That was genius. That was genius. I don't care. That was genius to see it, because think about it. What he really did was help people reclaim their voice. Yes. Most people feel like they work at a job or at a company. They actually love their job, but they feel like their boss has no accountability. Nobody can say anything to their boss. I think people you even see Tia Kemp popped off on social media because of how she was cussing out people, to the point people are like, hey, can you cuss out a family member for me? Can you cuss out somebody else for me? So it's not far-fetched. And I think people like that, and the whole concept of the business, you gave people their voice back. And people feel like they have, I'm sure that's what it came out of. He probably got tired of hearing his friends and family members complaining about their bosses and wishing that they could curse their boss for filth. Okay? And was like, I could do that. And probably was using him already. Right. Yeah, just call and do that. Yeah. Right. Do that. Exactly. I'll say this way: if a sex phone operator can work and literally be on the phone giving you that fantasy, right? I'm surprised somebody has not thought of a phone operating line where, hey, you know what I mean? And where you can call and complain about your boss or your life, or vice versa. So seeing someone actually physically, and I guess to me the selling point was he physically shows up. Yes, with his notepad. With his notepad. Girl, I saw the clip when he walked in with the notepad. It was like, can I speak to the owner? So such the federal. I mean, I said, come on, brand representation. Give us this bill. Ask for the owner, and then went right to it. You have had complaints that you did this, that you're this, that you're this, you're this, you're this. And I'm not going to say who it is, but you have several complaints. And he's like, and then the one I saw, he's like, I walked in, and I couldn't believe the person. Nobody greeted me. No one spoke to me. Nobody welcomed me to this establishment. And again, the video, and then having the camera and the person follow him, people feel heard, they feel seen, he's clapping back. It's like he's doing all the stuff that you want to be unprofessional. Because think about it, you go to your job, you have to be professional. You can't, even if your boss is unprofessional to you, he's doing all the professional unprofessional stuff that you wish you can do without
Yeah.
saying your name, without doing those things. And those people can go back to work, even if the person never changed, but inside they feel free. And they
Right.
feel like
Every time they watch their boss, they're gonna have a smirk on their face or in their minds. Like, yeah, I got you good. Yeah.
And I think whenever you have stuff like that, it's like a twist on Undercover Boss. You're never gonna get, again, speaking to people's core needs of being seen, heard, felt, validated. You're not, and that's usually where a lot of our problems come from society.
Yes,
but
definitely.
I agree. I think in 2020,
there is nothing. I have seen the most way out businesses. For me, I thought the one that you were going to talk about was when I think it was in New York, the young lady who was doing orgasm sessions. Yeah. It was touted as therapy. It was touted as therapy. Oh my God, you froze. I don't know what happened. It looks like she got froze. But yeah, there was this young lady in New York. I think it was back in like 2017, 2016, 2017, who had, okay, there you go. Yeah. No, you were stuck. Yeah. Who had started this business and she used it as, she said it was a therapeutic business, but what she was doing was bringing both men or women to an orgasmic plate, right? And she was making a lot of money from it.
You know how people say it's God's favorites? I think it could be God's favorites in looks. You could be God's favorites in body. You could be God's favorites in brains. I think some people have just ran through the line a couple times and got a couple things. I need to be God's favorite on that list because who like the bridesmaid was genius.
Yes,
was genius. And the recently he's going viral. The Asian guy who is the friend, and you don't talk to him. You don't have to do. He could just show up and be there. And he's just your friend. You can pay him to be a friend, and he'll go and do errands with you or run errands with you, and just sit there and be that.
So you don't talk to him during that time?
That's the only part I like. But again, I think in their culture, I think it's the companionship. I think that's really what he's selling. But yeah, you don't have to talk to him. So he's on his phone. You pay him. He shows up, and whatever you want to do, he just joins you, and he's there. Like, he's going viral for that. Again, I think it's smart. I would talk to the person and interact, but I think it's smart.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes some people just need that interaction anyway. They just need somebody to be there, to know that this person is there for them. It's a sad state of affair. Like, I mean, not to digress, but it's so sad that that's where we are in our society, where people can't create true, authentic relationships, platonic or otherwise, with other people. Like, we're messed up.
It's a double-edged sword. It's like, it's sad that, like you said, that problem exists, but it's also sad that you create a business to solve that type of problem. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's ingenious, actually.
Even though it's smart to me.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That there's a business around that specific issue is an issue. Yeah. But we got virtual girlfriends and boyfriends.
I'm having trouble with, but it makes sense, is the virtual friends.
That's what I'm just saying, virtual girlfriends and boyfriends. So there's that too. Like, that's what I'm saying. Anything that you can think of, or anything that you're constantly complaining about, hearing other people complaining about, there is a market to start a business for that. No matter how weird it sounds, there's a market for it. When they had this one guy,
come up with 5 problems you have in your life and think about you can solve or something to solve it.
So at one point in time, when AI first like really started becoming,
you're gonna tell me, because that business idea is still smart.
Okay, so I won't tell it then. I won't tell it.
Because the reason I'm saying don't tell it, because I'm trying to figure out how to talk about it without people catching on.
People thought I was creepy for even thinking about it. But for me, a part of me wanted it. Again, it goes back to that core thing. A part of me wanted it, and a part of me was still freaked out by it. But not because I was still freaked out by it doesn't mean I know other people who would absolutely love that.
But if I could had something or a snippet, because I think I have like a sound or a snippet that I could give you, that if you could take that and make it a conversation to hear, I'm like, that's smart, because if people are already doing it virtually, then why not do it sonically?
Right. Exactly.
Some people can't handle the virtual, but they can just handle the sonic.
Right.
So again, I think it's still a great idea, and I think it's still needed. And again, for me, if I can take that sample of that person's voice and give it to you and have a whole sentence, oh man, I was you will pay cash, like you'll pay cash money for it, because again, it speaks to the core of who you are: memories, moments, essence. All of those types of things you can't ignore. You can't get past that human nature of it. You can't. You can't. But I agree. The virtual boyfriend or girlfriend. What was the other company, Tracy, that was having an issue and they spent all of that money on the domain? Friend.com.
Friend.com. Yes. Yes.
What was the core of that? I can't remember the core.
It was a necklace that had like a chip in it, and
you could talk to it, right?
You can talk to it.
Back to you.
Something like that. It was weird. It was the marketing of it. The marketing. Yeah, the marketing was weird.
See, you know what?
Yeah, it wasn't marketed correctly for the amount of money they spent and the venture capital that I know they got to probably repay, or the stakeholders I know they have to give the dividends to. They didn't do a good job at marketing that product. It was not a good marketing scheme.
The overall
it came off extremely creepy.
Very, very creepy. And I guess I'll say that too. I think people are forgetting that too in this day and age, with so much shopping and so much capitalism and the whole nine, and how educated we seem to be. People still have core needs of happiness and loneliness and all those types of things. So in your business, because overall, all of the stuff we're talking about gets down to business.
Right.
These people are selling. These people are making money. You have to know your why. Even you showing up as a personal brand, that's speaking for something. You're standing up and talking about something because you're hurt or frustrated or angry or upset or whatever, that someone else didn't do it, or something happened to you and someone didn't come help you. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You're standing up in that space. And I think sometimes, especially on days where it is you're tired and you're upset or you're frustrated or you don't want to show up, remembering that is super key.
Yeah.
It's key. I think we talk about our why a lot in storytelling and stuff, but I don't think we realize every pitch you do, every client pitch you do, every contract, you're always selling that why.
Yes. Yes.
You're always selling, maybe different perspective, but you're always selling that why.
And if people just stick to the core of their why and sell around the why, the benefits, how it's going to solve the problem, you won't really have a big problem selling. Sell the solution. Sell the solution.
Right.
Okay.
And I think people miss that.
And then our last topic. Yeah, our last topic is, can you do business with a narcissist? Right? And that topic came up from, I'm gonna let you have it because I haven't seen the clips.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen everywhere with Nick Cannon and him talking about how he was diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. So I know he talked about it before and said it, but now it seems like to be like the hot topic coming back around again, and people are talking about all of these people in the industry who are on TV or giving advice and the whole nine. Listen, we live in America. We live in America. Let's start there. And I think because we have pushed this rugged individualism of you can do it, you're by yourself, you can do it. I think it's a twofold. I think that mental health is such a big issue and such a big thing. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can. I think you have to have clear boundaries on what you want and what you're getting. But I think you also have to remember, like, again, your why. Like, why are you there? What this is, so it doesn't get too swept up in a personal issue. Well, I don't know, Tracy. That's a hard one because I want to say yes because you don't know. You don't really know. You work with so many people. You talk to so many people. It's not like you know. I think I'm really proud that he actually put it out there. Most people won't be bold enough and confident enough to put it out there.
I think you can. I think we do. We just don't know it. I think most people who work, their bosses are probably diagnosed or undiagnosed narcissists. I think you interact with so many people on a daily basis who have narcissistic tendencies or who are true narcissists. And you are doing business with them. Those are the people who you're like, something about this person is just a little grimy, or like, man, are they trying to gaslight me? I swore we said blah, 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 blah. And now it's XYZ. You know what I mean? So I think we can do narcissists. I mean, do business with narcissists. I think it goes back to what you said initially. You have to set clear boundaries. You have to have boundaries for yourself. And you also need to set clear boundaries with that person. So these are the people who you're going to have to make sure that you dot every I, cross every T, and that you are sticking to the letter. If you say you're going to do A, do not do B, C, D. And you can't be one of those people who over deliver with narcissists. You have to give them exactly what they ask for and stick to whatever the agreement is, whatever the scope of work is for the agreement. And that is exactly what you need to do. Nothing more, nothing less.
And that's exactly why I think a lot of good people, great people, are working for themselves because they have seen, no matter how much effort I put in this, no matter how much I do this, no matter, I'm not going to be seen for this, and I'm not going to be seen the extra. So I rather get that self-satisfaction of having a business and doing it because I know it needs to be done. I know I need to serve people in that capacity versus relying on, again, someone else to do something and I know they're not going to do it, but just take credit. And that's it. That's all they're going to do. But yeah, I think you, like you said, I think you can. You work with people on the flip end too.
Right.
You know, I think we work with so many people because we live in America with mental health illness.
Yes.
Whether it's narcissistic personality disorder, whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety, whether it's bipolar disorder, I think we do.
Yeah.
Again, I think the biggest thing is you have to set clear boundaries. And that's why, again, your brand is so important because your brand should have boundaries.
Yes.
Your brand has an outline. Your brand has a strategy. And I think whenever you're not implementing, and we talked about that before, I think a lot of the mental health issues, and I'm saying this to entrepreneurs and business owners and content creators, that I think a lot of us have that little category, not speaking to everybody, is because after we have strategy, after we have those things, we're not implementing.
No.
And we have so much time to just scroll.
Absolutely.
And do this. We're focused on being busy, but not about our
business. Right. Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think a lot of us have used words and used things to self-diagnose. A lot of just, just not stepping out and pushing past that. And I think I saw a video of this girl on TikTok, and I think she said it perfectly. Right now, what we're doing might seem cringe, or if we're here live every day and we don't have a lot of followers, it can seem cringe. But think about it. If we had 60,000 people watching this, it wouldn't feel that way. People, it was great. Right.
Yeah, sometimes I try not to watch the viewer count because it can become depressing, just to be honest. But you, as a business
story all the time, you don't know who's watching. It's this guy named Paul Brunson, and he talked about putting out videos all the time. And he was like, he probably only had 12 to 19 views on it. He was like, half of them was his or his mom watching. And he was like, at the time, he was giving out, consultations and
right.
And someone was like, hey, I saw this video of this guy, I know him too, was talking to Oprah, pulled him on the show and the whole nine, and so forth and so forth is history. So you never know. And that's the whole power of social media. And that's the whole reason you should show up. You never know who's watching. You don't know how much money people 100%. Have watching the screen. You don't know when somebody's going to come back because somebody could be having kids or taking medicine, or you never never know. And that's the whole point of promoting yourself. But again, just speaking to that small group of audience, that's why we have to sit here and do the cringy stuff or push past it, or you know what I mean? Because again, it feels cringy right now.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
But again, let's be honest, Tracy. We could be right here today and everybody could be talking crap about us. And then tomorrow, if 10,000 people was watching us, oh God, y'all, the show, you don't even watch the episode. You don't never tuned in. Oh, it was so amazing. And it was great. Like, that is crazy.
It is
crazy.
It
and
is.
You're doing the same show in the same format. It's just people are attracted to consistency. Think about it. You are. I haven't thought about Target all week, but if I want to go Target isn't open, I'm cussing them out.
Right. It's true. It's so true. That happens to, I do that all the time.
But that's how we have also been programmed. As much as tons of us are like, yo, we're not narcissistic. And you said it, we have tendencies of that. I haven't thought about Target this whole week. Looked at it, thought about it. But now all of a sudden, I want to go walk around and have a little cocoa. I expect them to be open. Because, again, we want other people to hold promises to us, even if we don't fulfill our promise.
Yeah.
And that is a part of a personal brand. When you're telling people you're going to podcast or show up or make content, you're making a promise to them. And when you don't deliver,
it's a problem.
Yeah,
it's a problem, and rightfully so.
Understand?
Because then they feel like they can't trust you, so they're not going to show up every day to see if you're on live or blah blah blah, because you already missed 5, 6, 7 days and no explanation. Like, we're not saying that things don't happen in your life and there are points in time when you're not going to show up, but you need to give your audience right. Yeah.
And you got
yeah.
So because we have got caught up in social media and seeing pictures and stuff and not realizing a lifestyle where you shop, what you do every day, the money you make to afford the stuff around you is your lifestyle. We're getting so caught in the pictures and stuff that I think a lot of people are thinking what they do is basic and simple, and not realizing every day you are alive, it is not a basic situation. Us being alive, doing, and I didn't understand that for a long time. It took a long time to get that until you start getting older and realize, yo, every day isn't the same.
Right.
Like, stuff isn't guaranteed. We don't even live in the society anymore that people are saying, I've been at a job for 10 years.
No.
So I think even down to the political environment we're in right now and stuff, it's changed. And I remember I said it to you before, I didn't realize how hard change was for people. So if change is hard for you and change is hard, it should be a great time to take the opportunity of making content and posting content.
Right.
You always got something happening or going on.
For sure. Did I just go out? Oh, okay. Because something popped up on my screen. I was like, wait, what's going on? Yeah.
Yo, that's the only thing about TikTok. I like TikTok. If I'm just going live, TikTok.
I know. There's just so much going on sometimes. I'm just like, oh, Lord.
TikTok. Am I playing Bigo?
Yeah. Oh, you don't want to go on that platform. Oh, my. Bigo? Oh.
Yo, because here's the thing, TikTok, you got to change your dashboards and make it more user friendly. The only thing that should be popping up here if I'm on a live is either comments or like my own features. Like, hey, you've been live for 33 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, you have 55% engagement. Hey, you ranked number 345 million today. The stuff should be according to what my live is. What?
There's a lot of stuff going on up here. Sometimes it's so distracting because you're looking at like.
And then I'm like, yo, you're not even telling me what the daily rankings is. Then you're like, feature, explore.
Exactly. So I'm just like, what's going on? Yeah. The first time I tried to go live on here, I remember it. I was just like, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to be doing? It was so weird. But I guess the more you use it.
You should give me some hearts.
Yeah.
Is this a live cattle auction?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then I don't like the fact too, that since we're talking about TikTok too, I don't like the fact that your live doesn't show up in your feed. And again, that's because of long form content. They don't have long form content. So after you go live
on someone else's platform, it needs to automatically show on my page.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, no, after you go live, it goes into like an archive. It doesn't stay on your feed. So when this ends, it doesn't stay on your feed.
Right, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like about TikTok Live is that it goes into some type of archive. I mean, you can access it, you can download it, but it doesn't.
It should be immediately posted to your page.
Yeah, and it does not.
Even if it was immediately posted to your page, I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think even if they had AI that says, "Hey, this is your top 3 minutes or your hottest 3
minutes," something,
only posted,
and then somebody can click on it and actually go watch the live. I think that would be great. Yeah,
it would keep people on the page longer.
Yeah, but there's nothing to say on your page, on your feed, that you even went live. No, that you went live for the day. There's nothing on your physical page that says that. So once this ends, that's it. It's like it never happened.
But I can also see in that being a lure too. And people are trying to catch up with you when you go live. Because it's not anywhere else, but
that's true. Like, yeah.
You caught me live or you did.
Right. But yeah.
So, I mean, it's a
for me who like to watch things after, for me who likes to watch things after, it's like I need something to go back. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Again, if you're
I would definitely go into the person's live and, like, of course, count towards their likes and their views and whatever. And then I'll go back and watch it after they've gone live. So it's a little bit of both. So like, if I were to say like, there's so many people who have come through this live. None of them have liked it. None of them have whatever, I mean, if you're going to come into the live, at least press the like button. You know what I mean?
But that's what on TikTok I've noticed. Like, I feel like if we were on Instagram, people would have just liked it.
Yeah. At least like the like button.
Video on like Instagram or Facebook, I just like it. And TikTok, I think you go in, or remember, because when I feel like on TikTok you see the thing, like you can go up and see the person's live, and then you have to hit it to go in live. I think most of the time they're like, "Hey, come on in, like this, like this."
Yeah. People like that crazy stuff, and that's just not my personality, and I'm not going to do that to appeal to people either. So, I'm not doing that.
So I think that's what it is over here. Because remember back in the day, that used to be the day like shit, like people used to say that like Periscope. This gives me Periscope vibes.
Yes, a little bit.
Now that we're thinking about it, this gives me Periscope vibes, because with Periscope you had to click the thing to get the hearts and stuff, and you had to tell people the whole time, share X, Y, and Z. And every live I've been in on TikTok where people are just talking, it's either just BS and they're just talking about just whatever, or if they are having a conversation, they still stop and they have to tell people, "Hey, like this, like this, leave a comment." I'm still seeing.
And then it goes back to what I say to my clients all the time: unless you tell human beings what to do, they don't do it. And that's just fact. Yeah, unless you tell people what to do, they don't do it. So you always have to have a call to action. Like everybody who's popping in here, like the video, just click like. It doesn't cost you anything. So yeah, it really doesn't cost you a thing to press the like button. But yeah, I think that wraps up all our topics today. I know, right? So we talked, just to wrap up, we talked about TikTok Shop and where we see it going, how people are making money from it, what TikTok is probably looking to do with their platform over the long term, especially since they're merging with Lemon8. We talked about Ghetto Gastro and the name and the controversy around it, whether it was a good move or a bad move, and should you support Black businesses just because they're Black businesses, or should you support the business because you actually like the product? And it resonates with you. We talked about, can you start a business around anything? And the answer was basically, yeah, you can, right? You can absolutely start a business around anything as long as you do your market research and make sure that you have an audience for it. You are not the only unicorn that actually needs it, which is almost impossible, but it may not be in your surrounding area, especially if it's something that you need to do physically. But doing your market research, testing the market, doing surveys and stuff to figure that out. And then we talked about whether or not you could do business with a narcissist. And the answer is basically yes, as long as you set clear boundaries with a said narcissist and stick to the scope of work. You should be able to do business with a narcissist effortlessly. I mean, when I say effortlessly, of course, they're always going to try to gaslight you and stuff, but you got to be able to stand your ground, right? When it comes to that. So, yeah, those were the 4 topics we covered today in Biz Talk Daily. And we will be back tomorrow to cover some more topics. Today is Cyber Monday. So, if you have some digital products that you want to promote, today is the day to go live. Promote those products, let everybody know what you have going on. I am going to probably go back live again later today because I'm going to start my advent calendar today. My virtual advent calendar is going to start today. I did the landing page yesterday and everything. So this is your opportunity. This is my business's way of giving back to business owners, especially social impact business owners, and have you win a prize every single day for the next 12 days. So I'm going to go live later. Hopefully London can join me. If not, I'll be here by myself talking about that. But today's Cyber Monday. It's the best day to do anything that you have that can be done virtually. This is the day to put it out and let people know. Any last thoughts?
No. We just want you guys to sit there and as you come in, if you go back and you watch this live or if you check it out on Instagram, wherever you're at, leave a comment. What do you think about any of the topics that we discussed? Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Where do you fall at? What's your comment back? And have you experienced any of these types of things, even in naming your business? Because I feel like that's a really good conversation, especially in naming your business and where there's companies that in naming their business. And I think that's pretty much about it. Of course, you can follow us on all social media platforms. Remember, every single morning we're up here live. Again, we want to be your coffee first thing in the morning. So if you're not sure about what's happening in business or about what's going on or trending topics or things that maybe you need to know to kind of like news jack or jump in on or pivot in your business or look at in your business a lot different, be sure to join us every single morning where we break down all of this stuff. We give you our personal opinions, our brand analysis on it, where we see it going. A lot of the times that's usually what we're talking about. And what's happening in our own business and how we are planning to make a change or do something different, especially as social entrepreneurs or people who have social entrepreneur, enterprise types of businesses too. So we'll get more into those conversations. And of course, we want to get into your brand. What's happening in your brand or personal brand? If you need help, leave it as your name below or your business below, and we'll take a look at your brand. And maybe you'll come on and do a live with us, and we'll talk about your brand, maybe new things that you need to sell, new products you need to create, or ways to sit there and change the narrative of your brand. Because a lot of times, it may not be the products. It may not be the systems. It may not be those things. It could be literally your message or how you are selling or going about your PR and your brand and how you're going out here talking about your brand or marketing your brand, because there's so many parts of branding past how it looks. It's also the structure, who you're talking to, your community, and the whole nine. If you can see, I have found my wind and my jam. But listen, no, because we love what we do. We love what we do. As soon as we get off of here, we're going to be going right into what we do. So we actually love it. So again, if you have those types of things, those types of questions about those things, then we want you to join us every single morning.
Do you still have the personal branding special going on?
Yeah. And then I'm going to have my ebook out. So I'm going to come back on live today to talk about my ebook. Check out your little ebook. Tracy out here. Look, Tracy would be like, come on, books. Tracy out here with 6 kids.
Yes.
She was 6. So I got a personal brand ebook that you can buy. It's real quick for $9.99. It has a whole bunch of questions in it. So it talks about your vision foundation, having concealer confidence, going out here and really, really talking to your audience. Just different questions that I want to ask in building a personal brand and that type of thing. But I am in the DMV area. So if you're in Baltimore, DC, New York, and that whole little scope, and you are looking for new pictures, you are looking for new visuals to sit there and promote your brand, we have a promotion going on. And so I'll be back up here live and talking about all of that. I might sit there and come jump over here with Tracy and see what she's doing. But yeah, you can come in, we do a whole photo shoot, and it's for $4.99. We'll be downtown, either DC or we'll be downtown Baltimore, because it's a beautiful landscaping. It's about to snow soon. So whether you have a business suit or pull out your little fur, you know what I mean? You need some great brand pictures on your websites, on your socials, to sit here and promote yourself a lot easier. So we have that promotion going on. So yeah, Tracy, that's what we're doing over here. We're sitting there focused on visuals.
All right.
Listen, we were out here. Let's go. Listen, production never stops. Production doesn't stop. Production doesn't sleep. So yeah, and then excuse me, I know your class is coming up. I feel like that's all I've been seeing on my Instagram.
Oh, that's great.
It's your class. Yeah. No, I think that class, and I'm going to scream that from the heavens. That and that consulting, that toolbook. A1. If you're trying to be an entrepreneur or get into it, all of these contracts people are talking about, what you say to somebody, sending out invoices.
Yeah, that's it. I got it right here.
They talk about it a lot. And they're like, oh, we're going to make your system so quick to talk to your customers. Yes. But what they're not saying is you want to have attached are your contracts, what you're going to do for that client, and what amount of time frame, how you're going to get it back. That consulting business toolkit has all your contracts in it. And I'm telling you to get the digital, because I'm a digital person. Yeah. And if you're on the go or a digital nomad, I feel like that's coming back around too. People talk about being digital nomads and doing that stuff.
Oh, definitely.
So if you're on the go, right? And if you're doing those things, you'll download that. Put your own information and your own stuff in, and go ahead and set up your consultant business and your whole business, and legally have those things as that. So when you're sending off contracts, and like I'm doing, working photo shoots and doing stuff with people, because it's the consulting tool. It's so easy. And like I said, platforms like Honeybook are great. And yes, your systems are super, super clean. But if you are not clear, we just talked about working with narcissists. We did. Yeah. And so if you're I'm going to be here A, you're going to get this at B, and this is what happened at C, and at D, if you mess around and find out, people are going to jump to everywhere else. So you want to have something in black and white. And I know that was a hard thing for me when I started, for tons of other people. Yeah. Like that worry, if I said the wrong thing, am I really going to get paid? Are they going to do? Because you're thinking of all of these things that I say at ChatGTP and Claude. I don't care, even if you pay on the highest premium, are not going to write you out the same structure and what's happening. Yeah. So for someone like Tracy, who has sat there and with her business and her consulting has helped her clients raise over how much money, Tracy?
At this point, over 15 million.
Yeah. See, I like numbers. Let me be clear. London, you cannot come to London. How do you save money? London is not the one. London is going to be like, girl, swipe the card. Girl, that Fox is it's on sale, girl. So Tracy is the person you talk to make the money to go shopping with London. Let's make sure it's clear. So for someone who has done that much amount of money, she's so into details, that consultant toolkit, and everything is right there for you, and all you have to do is fill it in. And I'm going to scream that book from the heavens. That is so impactful, because I'm telling you, that's the stuff you're stressed out about when you're doing consulting business and you're working for yourself, because you don't have the same, especially if you came places from like retail and you don't have the standard, the same order of operations. You need a contract, because that's your order of operations. So getting that in a digital format, and then on top of that, planning for next year. What are you going to do? We're already on December 2nd. I looked up and I was like, wait a minute, Jesus, wait a minute. Wait. So it's already December 2nd. What are you doing at the top of quarter one? And let's not sit here and say, oh, it's no money. You have to get out of that mentality. Exactly. You're not in the same tax bracket. People are out here spending money every single day. So you want to have your nets, your traps.
And at the price that I'm having it for, $149, that is.
I saw it. And I saw that you sliced it down.
Because I want to make it affordable. I want to see people win. For me, yes, I'm all about the money, because that's what you're in business for. you're in business to make money. So I do want to make money, but I also want to help other people to make money. And the only way, and I know, Christmas time is hard for people. So I sliced it down to $149, 2 days of planning and preparing for 2025.
Hours each day.
Yeah.
That's a lot, Tracy.
Mhm.
And again, I know you're going to go into detail. So that's literally, I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
that's your whole quarter one, your whole quarter two, your implementation, that's your strategies,
Yep.
what you're going to say, what you're going to do, and what you're going to post.
Yep.
And again, we already said we're not going to pay attention to what everybody's going to do because we are producers.
Yes.
You're a farmer. You're supposed to go out every day and plant corn and carrots and the whole lot. Why are you looking at Susie's blueberries and strawberries? That ain't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
Nothing to do with you. So if that's happening, you have to plan it out when you're going to plant, when you're going to harvest. You have to map out your seasons of planting and harvesting.
Yeah.
You feel me? Even for my church people, come on. We know we love this harvest.
Yeah.
You gotta map it out when you're gonna plant and harvest. So check out those things with Tracy. Yeah. I know y'all like, yo, London, you sold more of her stuff.
I know.
Again, this is why you have to know your selling point and what you do too. I am a natural connector. I'm a natural seller. My stuff makes sense. But if I see something else that makes sense and it's great, I'm gonna let you know about it. I mean, Tracy, my friend, she's a millionaire.
Oh, really? I am? Oh, okay. I wish my bank account said that. Soon come. Okay.
Soon come. Because again, people forget that. You can be a millionaire and not have all your money there, but you have your assets and your companies and that type of stuff that way. So that's
absolutely
what I mean by that. You may not liquidly have the cash, but your businesses, your assets, and that type of stuff can be that way.
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm saying it with that book. I know how much I used to stress out and cry and work with people when you don't have the contracts and the verbiage. Yeah. So get that digital download.
Yeah, and the bundle is still available, which is what most people just decided to buy, which is 51.65. Yeah, they just got the bundle because it makes sense to get the bundle, especially if you're serious about, if you really want to learn about social enterprises and nonprofits, getting the bundle. And since we're here, the bundle is the consulting toolkit, right? The romance formula, which teaches you how to build meaningful relationships in business that can bring you to the money. That's what this does, right? Teaches you how to go out and network and build meaningful relationships that get you to the money. Then you get the little black book of a social impact business success. Is 365 tips and strategies to help your business grow. So it gives you the strategy. It tells you why the strategy is important and the how to implement the strategy. Yes. And then you also get, because I'm all about planning, you got to plan in order to be successful. You also get the digital. All of these are going to be, I have the physical versions in my hand, but you are getting the digital versions for $51.65, I want to say. And then you get the digital version of the planning. And these are fillable. This is a fillable planner, right? And I mean, as you can see, this is the planner. It has everything. And this planner was built for people who have, people like myself. So okay, there we go. All right. People like myself who like to doodle while they're working, because it helps to reset the brain and helps you to be more cognizant of what's going on. And all the planning, daily planning, it helps you to wrap up your year financially, all of the points, your SWOT analysis, everything that you could think about for planning for your business is in this book right here. Okay, so it's digital and all the causes are here. So you get that. You get this one, the romance formula, helping you to build relationships, the consultant toolkit. If you're thinking about becoming a consultant, or you are a consultant already and you're always missing some form and you're like, oh my God, how do you do this form? That's a question that a lot of people used to ask me. You can get it here. And then you get 365 tips for your business. And you can see it's a lot of information. All these books, except for these two, are thin enough, but they're like, what? 200 and something pages, 300 something pages. Yeah, this is almost like 200 pages. The book, this one is 400 and something pages. This one is about 120 pages. and this one is another 400 and something pages. It's not a little bit of information. You're getting a lot of information for $51.69.
Yes. That planner.
So,
that planner with the class together, make it make sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, and that's the same bundle I suggest that they get to be a part of the class so that you have a reference. So yeah, but yeah, but again, we're here Monday through Friday, talking about business. We take the hot topics that are going on around business and we make it relevant so you can understand and breaking down what's happening with the business. But again, with all of this said, branding, everything starts in business with the brand, right? The mission, the vision, and then the brand, right? What is your mission? What's your vision? And what's the brand? And brand visuals are extremely important. And that's where London comes in. If you want to do anything around your personal branding or your business branding, you really need to go check her out. Like yesterday, my daughter and I were having a conversation about some stars, like we were talking about, like where we see people. Because I had seen this video where this girl said she had like Haley Bailey, oh gosh, I can't remember the other two people. One of them I had never heard of. She had Haley Bailey. She had what's that young lady's name? Sky Jackson, and a rapper. There's a rapper, something. I can't remember her name. I'd never heard about her until yesterday. But anyway, she was saying they ruined their careers by getting pregnant. Right? Like their careers are dead in the water, especially with this new administration coming up. And then this other lady came out and gave her topic, her take on, yes, as Black women getting being so young, having a child out of wedlock, they have essentially ruined their relationships, especially with this new administration. They won't be able to do anything in the kid space. And so my daughter and I ended up having this whole conversation about that. And one of the things that she said was, hey, I don't think a lot of stars realize, or a lot of people, period. She said, everybody, it's not just stars, that we are a walking brand for ourselves, right? That we are a walking billboard. Every time we interact with somebody, we are selling ourselves. We're selling our intellect. We're selling our personality. We're selling to people on a regular basis. And if people realize that we're constantly selling, they will feel less icky about selling, right? So she was like, I wish that some of these stars would realize that all of their interactions, how they come out to us on social media, what they say, what they don't say, what they do, what they don't do. Yes, maybe we think it's not our business, or they think it's not our business, but actually it is, because you are selling me on you on a regular basis. You should have a complex branding kit, a complex marketing kit, because you shouldn't just have one stream of income. I was like, you be listening to me, huh? You know, she was like, yeah, you should have like one stream of income. So if singing doesn't work out, what are you going to do next? What else do you like to do? How else are you going to make your money? Are you going to go be a cashier in a supermarket? Like, what are you going to do? How are you going to continue to sell yourself beyond what it is that you do? Because she says, I understand that sometimes people fall out of love with something, but what's next?
Right.
And
if you have all those gifts, how do you then pull them together
and market them?
Right. And tell the story of what you're doing. What does that look like, especially from your point of view?
Yeah. Yes. I know. We've been out here forever. But yeah.
Keep going.
Right. But I said all of that to say, like, that's why you got to reach out to London if you really want to build your brand, right? To make your brand appealing to the masses so that you can find your target audience, and more so find your ideal client. Find your ideal client. You have to have a brand that resonates with your ideal client. And ideal client, difference between your target market and your ideal client. I always find a way to teach, right? So your difference between your ideal client and your target market is your ideal client is the one who's going to swipe right away. They don't need you to hard sell them. They don't need you to upsell them. They already know what they want. And your target audience are the people who you're going to have to nurture. They want you, but not right yet, because their finances does not say, I want you right now, but they're going to be nurtured to become your ideal client. Anyways, until tomorrow, because we could keep talking. So until tomorrow, bye everyone. Oh my goodness.